Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shayde, and you are watching Shayde with the Hobbies. I know this one went up just a little bit later than I intended it to, but for those of you guys who are tuning in, let me let y'all know that on the second Sunday of every month for 2023, me and Deidre will come to you guys to talk to y'all about something we done read and our thoughts. And it kind of spurred out of something we kind of started doing last year. And it was just like, let's make this a regular thing. Because I like talking about books with you. You like my favorite person to read stuff with. And here's the truth. There's only two people that really can recommend me stuff. Like Britt can recommend me stuff to watch, and she probably the only person that actually get me to watch stuff. And Deidre can recommend me books, and she probably the only person that'll get me to read everything she recommends. Those is like my recommendation people. So that's how we got here. Because two of the three books we gonna discuss, I read because Deidre read them first. So there we go. So I'll let my lovely co-host introduce herself, and then we'll get started talking about this book.
Hey y'all, I'm Deidre. My channel name is Shade Tree Reads, and I be out here enabling Shay to be reading stuff. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. And that's my cat 8 Ball. If y'all can hear him, I'm trying to cook dinner because I got somewhere to go in a little bit, and I won't have time afterwards. So that. Oh, on my channel, what do I talk about? I like to read all kinds of stuff, and I try to lean away from certain authors. I just try to read black. And
As you know, we're black with a big old B over on these parts
on
of
these
the
parts,
world.
yes.
Okay, so I guess before I go, why'd you end up reading 40 Acres, and like what made you suggest it to me? Because you read it first.
Okay, so I read this around the time that I got back into reading as an adult. So I think the first time, I mean, I didn't reread it for our discussion, just full disclosure, y'all. Um, but I read it I read parts of it today, but I read it in 2018 or 2019 behind um, a Facebook group that it was like a book club, and they were going to be interviewing the author. So I was like, I haven't read a horror by a black author in forever at that point, if ever. And I was just intrigued by the premise of it. So that is how I got into it. And then after I read it and me and you met, I was like, I really want to know what she thinks about this book. So that's how we got here.
Okay. All right. So to give y'all the premise of the book follows the main character who, okay, I feel like the dude he goes against name is like Daryl, but his name ain't Daryl. I feel like his name is something else. I can't remember what his name is. Don't give me the line.
It's
Hold on.
like Marshall or something. I feel like it starts with the M. Or
I thought
Malcolm?
I
No,
thought
it ain't
that was his
Malcolm.
friend's name. Hold on.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember
I'm gonna get
character's
to you.
name.
Martin. Martin is his
Martin, I knew
name.
it started with
Martin
the
is his
M.
name. It's the
Yeah.
end. You're right. It is. It is. There you go.
Yeah.
Martin. Okay. So it follows Martin Gray, who is this upcoming lawyer, and he goes against this really high-powered black attorney who's like known well across the country. And it's a civil rights case. And so Martin is the underdog. And like the book starts out real good because they're like in the middle of the court case, and the other dude has literally like he done took up over a whole hour of time to give his closing argument, which literally did not know closing arguments could be that long. And I was like, dang. And he did it so that like right when he'd end, what old dude would have to do, he would either have to make them go to lunch and then come back, and people would be sleepy and wouldn't really be paying attention, or he'd have to prolong the thing and make them wait to go lunch, and people be angry because they hungry and they don't want to sit there no more. So it was like good strategy. And so dude was like, all right, I'm gonna just play it smart. And he was like, you know what? I don't need an hour. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes. Y'all got eyes, y'all can see, y'all know what's racism and what's not. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all to make sense of what makes sense. And he wins. Yay! We're so happy for Martin. Now, Martin and his law firm partner is this Jewish guy. I don't need to give any more description for y'all know what he looked like. So they work together and they are celebrating this win because this is a national case, right? So now it means that he gonna get more opportunities and all the work they've been putting in is gonna pay off. Guess who showed up to the celebration? Daryl, the little lawyer he was going against. Daryl show up, y'all. So Daryl show up, and Daryl is like, I would like to invite you and your wife to come to dinner with me. My wife's throwing this like thing, da 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 da, and he makes it seem like his wife just threw this together last minute, and he got her to get a seat for him and his wife. And his business partner is like a little hush, like, oh, I can't get it. Da, da, da. Oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So they go, and what do they see when they get there? Nothing but beautiful black successful couples. They see black millionaires and black billionaires and black famous people, and everybody black, and their spouses are all black. And they're congratulating him on the win, and he's feeling like, dang, like they not even mad at me for beating him. Like they cool about us winning and whoop whoop whoop. And so then they're like, oh, we should get to know each other more and hang out more. And okay, is at this point that I'm like, I don't like where this is going because I feel like y'all trying to make me be mad. The black people trying to unite, and I don't like it. I feel like this is the insidious part, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But as we continue through the story, he gets invited on this trip. Some stuff happens and he gets to this trip, and it's on this place that they call 40 acres, an homage to the 40 acres and a mule we never got. And on this place, there are servants that serve these black men. Now, mind you, only black men. So we'll start there. Only black men. Okay. And then all the people that serve the black men are descendants of slaves. Now, or it's not slaves, descendant of slave owners. Sorry. All the people that work for them are descendant of slave owners. Right. And so, you might not necessarily be like, okay, I mean, it's a thing, except for the fact that, like, the point of the story is for us to be as cruel to them as they were to us. And that is where you lose me in the story, is the truth. Because the part that irritated me about the whole thing is that, like, this is a false logic and narrative that black people have been going up against since before they were free from enslavement. Like, the fear is always us gonna come around and do to them what they did to us. And in the words of Cat Williams, when he did his little Supreme video, y'all been waiting for 400 years. It's not gonna happen. We better people than that. Well, he said, I know what you heard. I know we monsters, criminals. I know, but we better people than that because it ain't happened. And so, like, I just was like, yo, play side. But I will say, all it made me want to do was to write a Black secret society so much better. Like, every time I read a Black secret society that's like got all these webs across the Americas and can make all these things happen, they don't ever be doing nothing for the good of Black people, like, as a whole, like, ever. And I just feel like, why is it that, like, everybody else can create these entities that do these things for the good of their people as a whole, but, like, we just can't. We just can't. I don't know. Did I hate the book? I didn't hate the book. I was annoyed for quite a bit of the book. I did think the, like, backstory for how they came up with stuff was really good. I do think the twist didn't get me. I thought it was funny how the twist got Martin. Cause, like, I have said this since I was a teenager. Nothing happens in this country without some amount of white people being involved. Point blank, period. Like, it just does not. It just does not. And for reveals to happen and Martin to be like, oh my God, I can't believe. I was like, you don't read history books, sir? Like you ain't watched the news. I just feel like you really think that all these black men could have done all this by themselves with nobody?
Listen, uh, okay, so I wasn't sure. I don't know at what point we're gonna get into spoilers. I don't think a lot of people have read this book, but if y'all wanna read it, I highly recommend just so you can
Oh, I
see. I think
definitely
it's independently published, I think.
is it? Ooh, let me look and see.
It might
If it
be.
is, it's dope. It
Maybe
says
at the time when
Atria, but I don't know what Atria is on.
on
Well, I keep
Goodreads.
going on. I'm on Amazon and it says publisher Atria, but
It says that on Goodreads too. So
okay,
maybe let me see when it come out.
maybe just the indie press,
2014.
not somewhere
Maybe
else.
I don't know. But it was on Hoopla. That's where I read it
Mhm.
those years ago. It's not on there right now, I don't think. But if enough people are looking for it and searching for it, they might put it back because it came
Right.
out in 2014. Um, and I read it via audiobook. So I don't know. I
I
just
did be an
really wanted
audiobook too.
yeah, I really wanted to know what you would think, what you would. I mean, I knew what you were going to think, but I wanted to know what you would
Mhm.
think of how the book, like how it transgressed through the plot, because of that. The twist got me at the time. I was like, for
Yeah.
real? I mean, it kind of pissed me off when I thought about especially like the lead up to the ending
Hmm.
when we got down in the dungeon. That part, my cat's getting on my nerves. I don't know why he's not asleep right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people think if they're picking it up. I mean, I know what you would think. I already knew what you were gonna say.
Hmm.
But I still wanted you to read it. But I don't know what other people in our little bubble would think of it. And I'm interested in just what people would think of the twist.
Yeah, I think for me it was more so like I after I read it, like I just was more like I wonder what the author's purpose for this book was.
That's a good question. Now, I was there for the interview um, when they interviewed in the group because it was April. Jesus.
Talking up a
And
storm.
then when you look at him, he act like he don't want to be bothered.
You don't got nothing to say then.
Um, lost my train of thought. I think somebody asked him, but I just don't want to misquote what he
Got you.
said because it was like how Facebook Lives are in a group.
Got you. Got you. No, I get it.
Mm.
Okay, we
Um,
got Pat
what'd you
in
say?
here. Happy
Hi,
Sunday.
Pat.
Happy Sunday, Pat. So good to see you. Courtney, hello at work, but checking in. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being in here. Hey, Latrice. So good to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Hi, Alicia. Hey, love. How are you? Yeah, I think for me, it was just more so like, what were you supposed to get out of this book? As a
Yeah,
black person, as a white person, as a reader, because like there was no conversation about unification properly. There was no conversation um about what's the art reparations in a proper form. It was just about like it came off like this is most black people of power's true desire is to just be Caucasian men. And I just feel like that can't be it. That can't be it. Y'all gotta be better than that.
look at what I just sent you in the private chat. I would have said it, but it's not my channel.
I know, but that make I know you girl.
I know you don't, but it's not my channel, so
That
I
made
can't
perfect
read.
sense. It explains everything.
Does
It
it? Does it
explains
explain
everything to me.
everything?
It
Yeah.
explains everything to me now. Now it
Okay.
makes
Okay.
perfect sense.
Okay. Okay.
It makes perfect
At
sense. Because I'm not gonna lie,
the
his
time of the
friend got on
interview.
my nerves.
At the
His
time of the
friend
interview.
pissed me off multiple times.
Talking about his white friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? That's the same thing that's going around right now with TikTok. Apparently, not. I'm not on TikTok, but I've
You
been
know, I'm
seeing
not
on
on either,
Twitter
so
where
you
people
gotta
been
tell me.
sharing, huh?
I don't know either, so you gotta tell me.
Oh, on Twitter, people been sharing where black content creators. I don't know if it's a certain genre or
Mhm.
what, like if it's book talk or whatever, but black content creators have been like doing follow chains basically, and white women are mad about it, like crying on camera that what's up with the separation and everything and all that. Anyways, sorry about that. I was just
No,
trying
you
to get
fine,
my
you fine.
cat to shut the hell up.
No, you fine. What's what you said, Latrice? What part? I said a lot, girl. I be talking. I don't even know. No, because I just was like, look, okay. When I was reading it, and the friend got upset because he didn't get invited to the ski trip, and he was like, "You don't think I get it that it's a black thing to do?" Well, then if you get it, you get
If
it.
you get it, then
Right?
why
Like,
you
and
bringing
here's
it
the
up?
thing: you're Jewish. You got places that I cannot go,
Yeah,
that I've never
just
even
as
tried
a
to invite
non-Jewish
myself
person.
to.
Yeah,
Like, and to throw up like, oh, my family is was in the civil rights movement. Da, da, da. Like, I feel like you can't truly be. I feel like you can't truly be an ally, which y'all know I hate that word. You can't truly be an ally if you can't understand and respect the need for safe spaces that you are
right.
not a.
That you
I
have no right
understand
to.
that, right, and I don't have a right to be there. I'm not gonna feel no way if I have a friend and they're like, "Hey, this is a trans only event." Da, 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 I totally get that. Go do your thing. I'm not gonna feel no type of way. It does
Yeah,
not hurt me in the least for you to have a space where you feel safe if I care about you.
right.
Like that, it was really icky for me.
Yeah,
Right. Well,
that
so
was.
we are way better. Like, I just don't understand. Like, just and that's what I didn't like. I didn't like that. I didn't like that it's like you showed this negative side, but the positive side that you showed was like super naive. Like, you were
Yeah,
like, okay, I get it. They're totally out of line here, Martin. But also, bro, you sound real dumb.
yeah.
You sound real stupid. I feel like I either sent text messages or voice messages being like, I feel like this dude is real dumb, Deidre. I feel like
You did, you
I feel like this is
did.
about to backfire on him real bad. Like, I feel like, and like there's different things that I just think like, y'all know the conversation about missing white woman syndrome, right? So,
Hmm.
okay, this is what it's like to be in a relationship or a friend with me and watch movies. I am now getting so irritated with the fact that in almost every action and or thriller movie there is some Caucasian woman who needs to be saved.
Hmm.
Whether the man is romantically involved with her or not.
Yeah.
Like, there is this woman that the
Whether
main
she's
character,
human or not.
right, goes against whatever rules, whatever logic, whatever is better for the greater good of the people or even his job for this single solitary Caucasian woman. And it's an interesting thing to look at. And by interesting, I don't mean it in a positive way by any stretch of the imagination. That's the nicest word I could come up with. To see so many different things. Like, y'all know I love Denzel. I love Denzel. It was irritating watching Man on Fire recently.
You
Like,
rewatched it, or that was your first time seeing it?
no, I was rewatching it. And I love it.
Hmm.
It's a great movie. And I was just like,
I ain't
yo,
got no tomato paste.
this is a
Yeah.
lot. And it reminded me of a writerly conversation or a When Black Women Speak episode. We were talking about Taken. And I think it was a When Black Women Speak episode, and we are talking about how like there's a whole franchise about protecting this white girl.
Yeah.
Right. And like not even from dying, but like from like her innocence being taken, and how we don't have those conversations about anyone else. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because in the story, the thing that spurs him to action is the abuse of the Caucasian women. It's them being there. It's not the men. It's not the logic. It's not even the logic or the flawed logic towards Black women. It's literally seeing these white women and being like, they're too beautiful to be here.
Whole time he got a wife at home, a black wife.
The Black wife the whole
Yeah,
time.
the whole
And
time.
like it's interesting the like way in which he remarks on every Caucasian woman in the story and their looks and how they're just this pretty thing in this place that just feels so out of place and da da da. And it's just the idolization of whiteness is just so sickening.
Yeah, especially in you know, if that hadn't been the catalyst for why he didn't like the situation, if it hadn't been that specific, like that person, let's say, it was just the whole idea. I don't want to give the whole thing away, but like if say it was the whole idea of the twist and not just that one person, I might could have got more jiggy with it.
Right.
But yeah, that's what really. And then he was stupid about so many things.
So many things. So many things.
Where he's this lawyer, you would think he could logic his way through a lot of this. But I guess it would have been a shorter book if that was the case.
Right. And I mean, it wasn't even like I guess the book did span quite a bit of time because there was a whole bunch of like meetings and hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
See, and this is how I totally agree with this. I totally agree with this. And this is why I say, like, it goes back to why are you writing? What is your fantasy? Is writing a ministry? Because it's like, how much did they pay you to put this out there in this way?
Right.
Because, like, again, for me, it was the like, make it make sense. Like, y'all are doing this because y'all despise whiteness, but then you sleep with white people. Like, back to why it didn't make sense for white people to sleep with enslaved people. Like, no, you know what you're doing is wrong.
Are we dogs or not? Like,
right.
Make it make
sense. You
literally
said you didn't think they were human. They were animals and property. You don't sleep with animals, do you? Yes, you do, because you're nasty.
Yes, because you're nasty.
So, like, in this book, when there's literally only one of these men who think like that, I'm like, see, again, this goes back to perpetrating this white supremacist idea that we want to be y'all. We don't. By and large, as a whole, we don't want to be y'all. We just want y'all to leave us alone. Literally, that's legitimately it. So it's like in this book, in this idea that y'all have created this utopia of a place for Black people, you do it out of torture. Like, it just...
Yeah.
It had so much promise and so much potential.
Yeah. It did. What'd you think of the writing itself?
I won't say I hated the writing. I feel like I gave the book a 3, and I feel like it's because like I didn't like I kept reading the story.
Yeah,
like
you didn't DNF it.
I feel like to me, as close to DNF it was just being disgusted with the white supremacist idea of what Black power looks like. Like that being disgusted with that made me want to not read it. But I was like, I really just want to see how Martin get himself out of this because this man is stupid. Like, bro, you just why did you end up in this situation?
Yeah.
Not your wife ain't even really a part of none of this, and she done found out more information than you didn't even try to look for. Like, it just was giving.
Yeah. Before you went on this trip.
Right. And I, again, back to the note that you sent me about the author, it's just like, it makes more and more sense. It's like, why did you go through all of the work of making sure the readers knew that all of these Black women were beautiful and all these Black women were great, then to make them sound like a bunch of catty, airheaded women, first and foremost?
Yeah.
and two, to do nothing but praise whiteness to the point that like you were going to sacrifice your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Why?
Look at your face so screwed
I
up.
I mean, you did a lot. You like put up a like flag, you put up a sign, you did a lot. I feel
Yeah.
like you really didn't have to go back and try to physically save everybody from a bomb. Like, why? And for me, it was like, I hope my wife understands. Bruh, not I.
Yeah.
Not I.
It'd be me.
I told your ass
I
not to go
would.
the first time. Like, no. I would not understand nothing. I was like, so like literally they would have said, so he got away and like left a sign to warn people, but then still went. So he would he had left. And you feel me?
Yeah.
He went back. Okay.
He,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
That would have been me. I would have been lost for words. I'm loving this because almost everyone who reads this book could be praising it like it's the best thing since sliced bread without and discussions of why. What? Hell no.
If
Girl, you know he do. You know he do. You know he do. Girl. Okay, so I'm not tripping. I was like, what are you going back for? And then I was like, I know you don't know that she is what she is, but you would like imagine you do go to heaven for going back and trying to save these people's lives and dying. So imagine you still go to heaven, but you from heaven looking down and you didn't get to see your child because of it. Like,
yeah.
really, I'ma feel dumb. I'ma
Yeah.
feel real dumb.
Yeah.
I'ma feel real stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Wait, what's the question? I'm sorry.
As soon as Deidre said it, I said, "Oh, that clears up everything. I'm no longer confusion. No longer confusion. This makes sense."
Why is that? I don't understand.
Because we talked about it, proximity to whiteness. Like there are things that you're like, I don't want them to be offended by.
I guess.
I don't want them to. I want them to know. I know it's not all white people. And it's like I don't have to say that. My friends just know. They know when I'm ranting and I say y'all. I'm not talking about them because they know they don't act like that.
Yeah.
I don't have to say everybody but Becca or everybody but Emma or everybody but Nicole. I don't gotta say it. They like no. Yes, girl, that's what we telling you. 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 We telling you. Ain't nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I think
though is that you do things differently when you have a spouse that isn't black. That's true. Just like you move differently when you have a parent that isn't black. Like these are just things that are different. The culture in which your family is becomes different. Totally, totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. But there is a correlation
in certain behaviors
with certain authors and being able to pick if they spouses is white. I have yet to be able to say they got a white spouse to be wrong.
Me too, unfortunately. I don't mean to. I don't be going. I'm gonna say this. I don't be out here looking for it.
They show us because I sure don't go look because I don't want to know. I don't want to feel justified if I'm being honest.
I don't like it.
I don't want to feel
makes
justified.
me
I don't want to be
terrible.
like, oh, that explains it. That explains it. I don't want to do that. I want to feel like, no, this is someone who I don't feel like they got these outside influences.
I be wanting to blame publishing more than I want to blame that. Honestly,
if I thought the writing was a little bit less, I would have gave it 2 stars because I didn't see the purpose of the book.
Yeah,
like it seemed like to me, it was like propaganda, fear mongering, is what I felt reading it.
Yeah,
like I felt like you got evil super Negro and the we're all together house Negro as the 2 main characters. Literally, like that's what you got. You got the we are the world, kumbaya. all the children future together. We're all in this together. Like that was Martin. And then you got
Okay,
morning,
sorry.
because I'm down on Monday. No, 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 no. Like, yo, this is a little much. Like
It was
I
like,
get it, slavery was wrong, but I really just don't want white people making my food all the time.
babe,
Like
what's
I
the dude's
don't.
name from CB4 that sing that song? And I'm black, y'all. What's his name?
I'm
MC
just
what?
saying. I'm just saying.
Gusto? MC Gusto.
MC Gusto, right?
It was
Even though
giving
they
that.
keep trying to tell us it's the same experience having one black parent versus two, you lied.
Who tells
You
us that?
lied.
Don't do
First
this.
of
Don't do
all,
this.
it's different having one black parent, period. A single black parent
Just a
home
single
versus
parent,
a two
yeah.
black parent home is different, let alone a two parent home where one of the parents is black. Miss, kiss my black ass. Shut up. That was dumb. Not you, Vita, but whoever said that
Yeah.
was just dumb.
They can't justify
What
that
y'all
one.
doing? We're talking about this book, girl. This book. They do show. They show us all the time. I blame publishing for seeking out these narratives too. Amen. I see what y'all saying, but I'm basically saying I don't feel bad at all about my rating. Like, oh no, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. I don't understand how you give it 4 or 5.
I gave it 4 in 2019. I'll just let me just say that. I gave it 4.
I'll give you that. Because I give you that. Like, I'll give you that because I gave Children of Blood and Bone either 4 or 5, the first one. The second one, I think I gave like a 2 or 3. I did not like the second one at all. But the first one I liked, but I had never read like fantasy like that. So the animals and the magic and everything, like it just was a lot and it like enveloped me. So I liked that part of it. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I definitely went back and changed my rating. I feel like I didn't have the book 10% in.
Oh, that's right. I tried to get Bree to read it too a while ago.
Yeah. Girl, you can't tell me this. It is a coincidence. Girl, I ain't the only one thinking we are the world with somebody. Girl, every time. Like, here's the thing. Here is the truth for me. We are not all the same. I don't want you to pretend like we're the same because I'm not going to pretend like we're the same. We all got different needs. We got different things and ways in which we move through the world, and that's perfectly fine. Acting like we're all the same is dumb. Dumb. Why? I'm not going to do it. Because it's getting irritating is the truth. Is the truth. And then acting like people don't like y'all because y'all spouses is white. No, people don't like y'all because the stories you telling, and then you want to act like your white spouse ain't play a part in why you wrote it like that.
That way.
And none of us asked what your spouse looked like. You told us. You volunteered that information. Nobody asked you. None of us are sitting around looking like, dang, I wonder what old girl who wrote the other black girl fiance looked like. None of us asked. Because we already knew.
Shit, that's the truth.
When you read a book, affects your rating too. This is very true. This is very.
When you read it, it does.
Definitely affects your rating for sure. Totally agree.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I had read a horror thriller by a black author at all by the time I read this one. I just don't think I had by this point in my life. So I think that's a lot to do with the 4 stars.
Yeah.
And I think I ate it up in like 2 days or something. That's not.
No, and I mean, I ate the book up too. Like, it didn't take me, once I sat down and started, it didn't take me long to finish it. Because, like, it wasn't that I wasn't intrigued by it, but the black part of me was like, y'all disgust me.
That part.
Children of Virtue and Vengeance was not good. It was all over the place. It was a lot. And again, if the way she ended that book with book 3, I swear to God, if you started with slavery, being that you didn't come from people who were in, girl, I have a feeling about that. I just don't. Okay, we're not gonna. I just don't. Okay. Bree said, "Yeah, I felt so bad, Deidre, because I wasn't into the book." Here's the thing.
No, it's okay.
Deidre and Bree are the only people that I will not feel something and I'll just keep going. Britt will be a TV show. Deidre will be a book. Now, Britt can't get me to keep going with a book. I mean, nah, Britt, you got this. You got it. You got it. But I think it's because with Deidre, I know we're gonna have a bomb discussion, even if I hate it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I know it. I know it. Because we're not the same is not a bad thing. I like our differences. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like all the black women in this thing, none of us are the same.
Right.
All of us are different. Every single one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Preach, church. You said she told us that book was basically her like, girl, girl, girl.
I need to find that interview. I just have never gone back and watched it because I'm just so disgusted with it.
Girl, I
And
was.
I didn't know that about the fiance either. So, but does that
Yeah.
explain? I mean, just
I
for
feel
me.
like he like Hispanic and white too. Like I feel like he like spicy.
Oh,
Like I feel like
spicy
he like
white.
that.
Okay, ain't nothing
Yeah, I
wrong
feel like
with it.
he's spicy white, right?
But that book, like, there's so many things that went down, especially like who the villain ended up being in that book that
Yeah,
just
I
makes
just
you
was
like,
like,
ugh.
mm, right. And the stuff that he was saying and doing, I was just like,
Yeah.
girl,
And that affair
this
just
was
came out of
still at
nowhere, and it was
your
like, wow.
house, and y'all gonna have kids and stuff. Oh, girl, I guess it's a no for me, dog. Thank
Yeah.
you, Vina. I know not to recommend anything not blackety black to share. Here's the thing is I appreciate the people that know this about me, and then don't get mad when I point stuff out because like there was a book last year that like everybody loved, and I was
Yeah.
like, y'all didn't see this. Like this was
Yeah.
eating at me the whole time I was reading it, and everybody was like, I didn't even see it like that, Shay. Like I didn't even see it
Yeah.
like, and I was
I
like, y'all.
forget which book that is because I didn't see it either like
I
that.
don't
Until
want to
you
I'm
mentioned it,
still
I
gonna
forgot
finish
what
it.
book.
I'm still finishing. I don't
Yeah.
think it's a bad book. It just was this thing that was gnawing at me because it's something that
Yeah.
we talked about so much in black books. And that it was like, y'all missed this kind of thing. And so like I feel like it's one of those things that it always makes me think of Ancestor Baldwin when he says to be black and relatively conscious is to be almost always in a rage because you can't help but see
Since you can't help,
everything. And
you
it's
can't
like
unsee it.
you don't want to be upset, you don't want to knock anybody's parade for liking something, but it's
Yeah.
like you didn't see this type of deal. So it definitely made that more. I'll message you about it because I don't think it's a bad book. And like I said, I still am going to finish it. I have to finish it for a challenge. So I'm still gonna finish it, but
Okay.
I don't want anyone to feel anyways about the book because I don't think it's a bad book, is what I'm saying. Yes, fine, not find the interview. Here's the thing. What I've learned is I don't find interviews or social media pages anymore.
I'm not
Okay.
doing that no more.
I'm
I
not
don't follow authors anymore. I'm
doing
just
it
not doing
anymore.
it for
No,
my peace. I
no.
don't do that.
A girl with 12 years a slave on a plane fixed me. Nope.
Girl,
Nope.
like,
Not doing
bruh.
it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Nope.
I forgot all
Nope.
about that
No.
bullshit.
No. No. I don't know why they told you that book was a black witch book. Which book was a black witch book? Oh, you talking about are you talking about the the year of the witching? The year of the witching? Yeah, no, that's not the book I'm talking about. But yeah, no. I still kind
Oh
of
yeah.
want to read the year of the witching. Oh no, I don't have to read the year of the witching because Britt isn't gonna watch Kindred. So I might still read it, but I don't have to. Huh?
What did they got to do with what does Kendra got to do with the year to witch?
Because we had an agreement. She was like, I'll watch Kindred and you watch Year of the Witching. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, fine. So like we both didn't have to do it. Like only
you
one of
so
us had
silly.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
So get your
happened?
friends who will suffer with you in different ways. Okay? Okay.
Have you read Kendra? I forget.
Nah, because remember you told me about it, and I was like, you the first person that had never told me that thing that you told me, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, okay,
Well,
yeah.
so Kindred is part of Britt's thesis, and so her
Mhm.
critique partner watched it and was like, most of the stuff that is important to Kindred and was written specifically for a reason, they've taken it out and changed.
Oh no. Well, I kind of didn't want to watch it
Yeah.
anyway, but well, I say I didn't want to watch it because of how I feel about slavery shows and books. I just
Right. And
don't
yeah,
think
you
we
know
need
me,
any more.
I don't do slave narratives like that either. So
I just don't think we need any more.
right.
So I don't know.
There's only one slavery movie that's come out that I want to see that I ain't seen, and that's the one with Keke Palmer where she come out and they go and bound and burn that man house down and all. That's the one I want to
You
see.
know what? I thought for sure that was gonna be a adaptation of Kendrick when I saw the trailer.
Uh-huh.
So I'm wondering if what the changes they made to the actual show that's supposed to be an adaptation of the book is to make it more like that Keke Palmer show. Because you know how they did, I
No,
forget the
I
names.
don't think so. I don't think
Okay,
so
okay.
because like
Oh no,
her
because she comes back and it's kind of the
mom
opposite.
is, yeah, she goes back in time. Her mom is alive in it. She not married to the man. I think they
Okay,
just started dating. So like
gotcha, gotcha,
it changes big dynamics of the story. And with
gotcha,
Keke
gotcha.
Palmer, it's like 1970 and she gets
Yeah, I think it's
freed.
the 80s
Yeah,
when they're
yeah,
in
yeah. It's the
present
70s
day.
because of the
But
fro. That's the only reason
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Common in it. And I was like, anything with
Right.
Common and Common, Common good for action movies. How do I
Yeah.
know? I've watched the John Wick chapters 1, 2, 3 since they've been on HBO Max on the first 6 times. Okay. It's only the eighth. It's only the eighth, is what I'm telling you. All right.
Yeah.
I sent you a text, Bree. Especially when the MC says she doesn't identify with black people. Girl,
Which
girl.
book we talking about? Black girls, other black girls.
I think she's talking about the year of the witching. I hate
Oh,
when I see
oh,
stuff and I be like, huh? Right. I'd be like, I want to be legally blind. I don't want to see this. Stop showing us. Let me be alone in my naive bubble thinking that you for the people. Once I
yeah.
read your book, I'll know. I don't need any more confirmation after that. I promise you.
Ain't that the
Everything
truth?
after that, just be like, dang, if I would have seen this before, I would have never picked up the book.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the book, but I can acknowledge the issues. I get that. I still
Which
got
one?
beef with that girl. Vina, which book are you talking about? DJ's asking. No one never told me that thing either. Someone on Twitter critiquing it did. Right. And to me, I feel like why don't y'all do like why do y'all be leaving out super important details? Is the truth. Y'all
Yeah.
didn't mention that year of the witching, it's a white religious cult. Y'all harped on religious cult out the booty hole, but not that it was Caucasian. Y'all talk about Kindred and going back in time. Ain't none of y'all said she was married to a white man. I ain't hear nobody tell me that till Deidre told me, and I was like, wait, what? I didn't know. I'm just saying, y'all be leaving out important details. I think there's still room for slave narratives. I think it's oversaturated and too much to the white gaze currently. Well, so
Yeah,
that's the thing.
currently. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And I feel like that's why it feels like it's too much.
Yeah,
And it's
for
like,
me.
only one of y'all want to write about Nat Turner. God dang. Don't nobody else want to do an uprising? Nobody?
Why won't they do the Robert Small story? I just really don't understand
Why
that.
don't nobody
Like,
do
come
the Haitian
on.
Revolution? Like, why
Come
don't
on. Why?
y'all
Y'all some slaves to continue to be slaves is what I'm
just
hearing.
want it right? Like, can't nobody uprise? It's part of the reason why I couldn't read the prophets. I wanted to so bad. I think I've seen that author in interviews so much, and I wanted to support him. I am not gonna put myself through the trauma of reading that book.
I
Not
don't
gonna
even
do
know
it.
what it was about.
Not gonna do it. So it's a book set in slavery time, and it's like the masters give the enslaved people the Bible, and so there's a couple and
Oh,
they're gay, and so it's like now
oh,
they're fighting against the other slaves. And what you're not gonna do is have me reading about slaves going through
fighting
trauma
against each
and fighting
other.
each other when they're not the problem.
All right.
Like, no,
Okay.
I'm not doing that to myself. On top of it being
No,
a slave narrative, I got to deal with
no.
us fighting each other during slavery. Fuck
Right.
out of here. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
Now, I'm no shade to the author. Like I said, every interview
no.
I've had nothing but respect for him. I have nothing. I just cannot.
The motivation for writing that, did we talk about like what's that for? Who's that for? I just want to know. This is no shade. I didn't even know what that book was about. I'm gonna be honest with
I
y'all.
just did. I was like, yo, of all the times you could have set a black gay love story, you said it during one of the most already traumatic times.
Already, right?
I
Like I
just
don't.
and you made like I no, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. The best book that dealt with slavery that I read was Homegoing. I haven't read Homegoing. Is that Yagazi? Is that one?
I
Does
think
that
so.
sound?
That's what. Yeah.
Because I have it on my list because I want to read it. I thought the name was dope, the author's name, and then Homegoing in the Black community has so many different meanings.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited. Okay, Vina said the book she was talking about was The Year of Witches. She was like she liked
Okay.
it, but
Yeah.
she acknowledged the issues with it.
Yeah.
Vita said, I unfollowed a few authors because they were talking too much for me. They're about to talk me out of reading their future books. Girl,
Right. They done that.
girl,
A
girl,
few of them have talked themselves off of my
girl. I
bookshelf.
won't. Tracy Dion has talked me out of never reading one of her books.
Probably never read
Well,
it.
I would have never read Oh Girl's book had she just not been talking so much noise. I had to just go read it to shut it down. But other than that, I wasn't gonna read any of them because they didn't sound good at all to me. I'm waiting for a Haitian revolution story. You and me both. I've been
Me
screaming to the
too.
chat that Dana was married to a white man in Kendra. I I swear I had not heard it till Deidre told me, and she was like, "Yes, girl." I was like, "Girl, I had no clue." Dang, my phone is dead and charging. Being a homegoing was a banger. Okay, I'm gonna definitely make sure I read that this year. Haitian Revolution book came out last year. Ooh, what's it called, T? What's
What's
it
the
called?
name of it?
Yeah, The Prophets, girl. That's what I was talking about. I haven't read it, and I was saying why I haven't read it because it was just too much for me. I just can't. We need
I don't
a.
see how that can be. I'm not going to say. I don't want to say that. Never mind. I'll take it back. Take it back.
All right, we'll talk about it later. Homegoing
Yeah.
is one of my favorite books of all time. I'm gonna read it. Elizabeth Acevedo did write a nice little short historical fantasy short story called Gilded about a slave revolt. Let me write that down because I'm gonna read that. Y'all know I love me some
Is it in
Elizabeth.
prose? Is it in prose or is it?
You mean like in verse?
I mean, I said prose. Of course, it's in prose. Is it in verse? Yeah.
Yeah.
Curious minds. I dropped a
Oh,
noodle and I
my
done
best
cracked it
friend.
about 12 times. I didn't like it, and everyone was like, "It's so good."
Hmm. Okay, so question, because my best friend just asked me a question, and she's white, and she's asking, she wants to be clear before February gets here, and I'm like, this is why I love you. So she's like, all right, I need your wisdom. White people wearing Black History Month / awareness stuff, appropriate or cringe? Appropriate. What is cringy to me is white people in dashikis.
Oh shit! Like why?
Right.
Not they got the kufi. Where'd they get it from? First of
Right.
all, they probably got it from Shein, so
Right.
it's all the way out of
Right.
pocket.
Right. Right. But if you have a shirt that say Black History Month all 365, I'm not gonna be mad at you for wearing that. I'm be like, you
Yeah,
damn right. You damn
yeah,
right. But if you have a dashiki on and some
yeah,
cotton on your neck, I'm
yeah.
probably gonna be like, girl,
I'm gonna be so
girl.
mad at you, and I'm gonna talk shit. I'm just gonna let you know.
That she gonna say, bah, now they know they ain't had the complexion for that shit. Girl. That'd be fine. Oh dang, it's gonna keep ringing because I was open 100 seconds.
No worries. All right, I finished my lasagnas. Okay, clean up my mess.
Y'all, she get my nerves. Somebody imagine my pale ass in a bright purple dashiki. Girl, I'm screaming. Well,
Really?
yeah, no. Okay, and so here's like again, it's really that simple for those of y'all watching. If you're not, just be like, hey yo, I trust this person. I know they're not gonna feel no way if I ask. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm just saying, y'all.
And know
But
that all black people don't necessarily feel the same. So your black
right,
friend might be okay with it, but there might be another black person out here that did not
right,
cool with you wearing that. So
exactly,
just know that.
exactly, Exactly. Right. Like again, that's what I've always said. That's why I don't know why people when they my black friend let me say the N-word, your black friend should have told you that all black people don't think that way.
Yeah.
So you need to pop your black friend for this pop mouth I'm finna give you. Is
Yeah.
they told you wrong. That's on them.
Right.
Um okay, so I didn't like it. Everyone was like, it's so good. So girl, you first, I don't know how you read it, Latrice. I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, my spirit's not gonna agree with this. I'm not gonna agree with this at all. Sister Mother Warrior. Okay, do you remember who it's by? I'm gonna put it
Oh,
here.
I have seen that cover. It's got like 3 women on it
Is it?
in
Okay.
profile. It's really pretty cover.
Is it? I haven't heard anything about this. See? Okay. Well, all right.
I
So
didn't know what it was about. I just
we
saw the
don't
cover
have a
though.
book for April. So by
Okay,
April, let's read
let's
this
read it.
because I want to read something good. If I'm gonna read about slavery, let's read about some head bust 'em up. Is all I'm saying.
That part.
In the Phoenix First
Okay.
Must Burn anthology. Well, you know what? uh, uh, y'all hearing it first next week. Announcements for Missy Elliott Readathon come out next week. So, if you want to read A Phoenix First Must Burn, it'll probably hit like, I don't know, all the prompts is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it probably will.
Okay. I'm not gonna. I probably will read a whole bunch of anthologies for Black History Month. I probably will, because there's been so many that I've wanted to that I haven't. Because I feel like there's another like Black woman anthology that came out in the last few years that I want to read and I haven't read either.
That Midnight and Indigo one, I think that we
I
talked
do I
about,
do want to read a Midnight and Indigo one for sure. Bree said,
and I need to
when
finish.
I got a 6-page paper due at midnight. Girl, well, we about to be
Huh.
done in 8 minutes, so you're not going to use us as an excuse.
There you
Okay?
go.
Okay. That book is so good. Okay, Pat, amen, and Sister Mother Warrior. All right.
Okay.
We got to read it now. Nadia
Alright.
has some lasagna.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't like Vanessa Riley's writing, so I can't read that one. What's that?
I
The
think
Sister
that's
Mother
much.
Warrior?
I
Is that
think
who wrote
so.
that? I read a
I
few of
think.
her historical romances, and the women in them idolize white men. Ooh, that's interesting. I won't lie.
Sorry
I'm
about
the
the
judge
noise.
of people that say my black friend because every time I want to fight the black friend for the foolishness, I be wanting to meet your black friend. I be like, can I meet them?
Right.
And I be like, is it a black friend that grew up around nothing but white friends? Because that's a different type of black friend. Okay.
Again,
All
be
right.
telling on themselves.
All right. I'm just saying, a black friend that grew up around nothing but white friends is a different type of black friend. There's
Yeah.
this video that I shared on my Instagram, and it was 2 black gay dudes. And the one was like an alternative gay dude. He was like, "You like an alternative black person?" He was like, "Yeah, you can say that." And the point was to guess what they partner look like. He's like, "Oh, so you date a white boy?" And he was like, "Why would you say that?" And he was like,
Yeah.
every alternative black person I know, they date white people." And he was
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, so okay, what's his hair like? What is hair like? He's like, he got it bud. And he's like, oh, okay, he's definitely white. He definitely white.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's white. And he was like, I mean, some people buzz, some people fade. And when he
Yeah.
said it, I was like, there you go.
There you
Because
go.
I ain't never heard a black person get a buzz cut in my life. I know what a
Yeah. No.
fade is,
Right.
right?
Right.
No, never in my life. Never.
I don't know what to do. I don't want to
That
waste the
argument
rest
when
of
you're
this.
trying to explain something to people when they say, well, my friend thinks it's okay. And I'm just like, it doesn't make it okay for everybody. Exactly. That's why I hate when
Yeah.
people are like, I don't get it. Yes, you do. Your friend can call you stupid, and that man across the street who don't know you can't walk up to you and call you stupid, and you go, he, laugh it off. So shut
Not
up.
he he
You
he.
get it. You just don't like
Yeah.
being told you cannot say it when it
Yeah.
comes to black people is the truth.
Yeah.
Because y'all get it for everything else.
True
Listen, if I
that.
read one more book where white folks are invited to a black safe space, listen. I have said it before. We can all acknowledge that at one point in time we were inviting people to the cookout, and now that we are older and we realize the cookouts need to be safe spaces, revoke those MFing cards. It's okay. I once was blind, but now I see that wasn't the way. It's cool. It's fine. You know, we all got growing points and places to go.
I need to turn the timer on. Sure.
Yeah, don't overcook it. I said the same thing to myself. I'm just gonna leave it at that, girl. Okay, Latrice, I'm gonna message you because I really want to know, because I don't know anybody that's read it. Like personally read it. Like I know of people who've read it, but not anybody that's read it. Okay, Sister Mother Warrior by Vanessa. Thank you, love. Thank you. Appreciate you. Anthologies are my thing. Anthologies are dope for sure. This is true. Everyone is not a short story writer, and we learned that with that little blackout, whiteout thing that they did.
I have to turn my camera off on that note. So I'm gonna give myself grace to just DNF a story in an anthology that is I'm just not vibing with.
Oh yeah, no, I think DNF a story in an anthology is way different from DNF in a book. Cause like you only got a few minutes, go ahead, let it go.
You gotta catch me quick.
It be showing up too much in these middle grade and YA books for me, all these good white folks. It's the way y'all trying to task children with fighting racism. For me, I just don't understand it.
Yeah, right.
I just don't understand it. The children are our future. The children shouldn't have to work this hard for these problems adults created and continue to perpetuate. I'm just
yeah.
What old girl from Living Color say, but you ain't hear that from me.
Yeah.
You ain't hear that from me.
Too funny.
I think that if you like books that open up for deeper discussion, especially with like-minded people, I do think 40 Acres is a great read for that. I feel like the conversation we had after I finished it, the conversation we've had today, the conversation comparing it to other books that we've read together after has been really good. So I definitely say that. I will say, if you don't be liking to be annoyed, you're like, I really don't like supremacist propaganda in my purview, then leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's not free. It's a no free. And I'm gonna just be honest about that. For the most part, like I said, what it did was it gave me things to work on for my Black Secret Society stories that I have. Especially because so many of y'all, when we're in lives, will talk about how much y'all dislike secret society stories, and it has made me want to write one that y'all will love. I'm like, but these are the people I care about, and they don't like secret societies, and I want to fix it. And so we're trying to fix the problem. You know, we're trying to be the change we want to see in the world. I want to see good Black people, and I've yet to see.
You want to be
great? I'm just. I'm trying to think. Have we gotten a great Black thriller we feel like?
A great Black thriller that me and you have both read?
Yeah.
Ooh. What genre is Sorrowland?
I haven't read Sorrowland.
I have more books I want you to read that I've read that I really want you to read. Just because I need somebody else to talk to about it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll read it. I'll put it on the list because
Anybody in the chat who's read Sorrowland, what genre is that? I think it's a mix of genres. Could you put it in the thriller category? Is what I'm asking.
We say we don't love them because they're always full of white race secrets. Exactly though, for real. Right. Or if we make a Black one, then they just evil as all get out. And it's like, right, a girl, I will. I'm telling you, when the what is it? What's the tentative title is Best Served Code, y'all.
Hey yo,
y'all, when it's done. But right, I do agree. Putting the weight of the world on these kids. No, I haven't watched it yet, but girl, it's right here. It's right. Wait, hold on. Is that what you sent me yesterday? Because if so, I still got the tab up. I didn't even shut down my computer. I left the tab open so I could find it. Okay, Sorrowland, thriller, horror. Okay.
Then I will say that one's good.
Okay, all right.
I really like that one.
Like I didn't horribly dislike When the Reckoning Comes, but it wasn't great.
I wouldn't call that good. No.
I wouldn't call it good. Like
I mean, like the one we would both like. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, girl. Best Served Code. Yo. Girl, it's taking a lot of work. It's taking a lot of work. But it's part of why I was reading the Spook Who Sat by the Door and the Walter Mosley books and stuff because I wanna incorporate this secret society that's ran since Black Panther time frame.
Yeah.
Which Attica Lock thriller? I love the Highway 51 mysteries. I like those. I like all the Attica Lock books that I've read.
Where should I
I
start?
okay, so the first one I read was The Cutting Season.
Okay. I think Bree been trying to get me to read that. Where's my
And I
phone?
feel like the Bree was who recommended it to me.
Okay.
So it's like When the Reckoning Comes in that it's set on a slave plantation.
Ew.
Um,
Okay. Continue.
Also, Bree. So when you were going through and you were talking about When the Reckoning Comes, I feel like you were getting that and Cutting Season mixed up because you were talking about the main character's daughter, and I was like, she didn't have a daughter in When the Reckoning Comes, but she does in the Cutting Season, and her daughter did know what was going on the thing. So yeah, I really liked the Cutting Season. I thought it was good. The twists were really good, and it was really good. I like the Highway. Oh, so the reason I will tell you to read the Highway ones is
Hmm.
because that male narrator that we all love, he is also a
Is it?
mystery narrator and he narrates her books by his other.
Ayo. Are you talking
That,
about? Oh, damn. His name just left me. Okay. So
no,
like
you fine, boo.
Bluebird,
I was
Bluebird.
like, it tickled me. I was like, because I read both books, so it tickled me.
Are you talking about
Yes,
Bluebird,
it's coming
Bluebird?
back. We're so excited for y'all to
Ee,
see it. So much neat stuff
I don't
coming.
know which books y'all talking about. So Highway. What's it called? What's the series called, Shay?
I think it's like the Highway 51 series.
Oh,
The
okay.
It's like
So, oh, this
Bluebird,
number.
Bluebird,
Yeah, I see it right here.
and I forgot what the other one is because I
That's
got
okay. I see it
Bluebird,
right here.
Bluebird.
Heaven, My Home is the second one, ain't it?
Heaven, My Home. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I marked them as one to read.
Yeah, I feel like for the prompts, let me see. For the prompts, can we walk for those they fit? Let me see.
I think if he's got one that, well, I forget all the prompts. Let me go to.
Right. I was like, let me just go and pull up the Instagram because I just sent it to the co-host.
It could go for number 4. I'm gonna say the prompts till we get our videos.
Okay, let's see.
Uh,
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure one of his books fit at least one, at least,
yeah.
yeah, at least I could think of 3 books or 3 things that he's written that could fit prompts on here. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to too. I want to finish the series because Quiet as It's Kept. That's still a read along. I want to do the Easy Rollins series. Quiet as It's Kept. I liked The Good House. It was long. Nobody told me it was gonna be as long as it was, so I wasn't ready for how long it was. But I'm not gonna hold you. That prologue had me. I knew I was
That was
finishing.
the horror, right?
Yeah, that was a horror.
Okay.
That was a horror. That was a horror. I totally. Okay, y'all. We hit an hour.
We made
Any
it.
final thoughts, Deidre? This was fun, as I knew it would be.
No. I always enjoy talking about books with you, and I'm excited for
I
our next one. Did we already tell them what we're talking about next?
No, we didn't, but it is in the description box
Okay.
below. So next month we will be talking about When the Reckoning Comes. We already know what we're talking about for March. We'll be talking about The World We Make by then because we'll both have finished it.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about that. But yeah, we'll be talking about When the Reckoning Comes by LaTanya and McQueen. It's listed in the description box below. We both read it. I know I read it for Black and Wienathon
Me
last
too.
year. Yeah,
Me too.
so and off of Deidre's recommendation. So we'll be talking about that. So
Right.
again, these will be the second Sunday of every month. So appreciate y'all coming for Shade Tea episode 1. Yeah.
Ayo.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll see y'all later for some self-care.
Yes.
Bye.